Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Chad Fixes All. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and continue working on the Honda Civic. As you've seen in the last episode, we cleaned up the head and rebolted it back down and torqued it to specs. Also put the timing belt on, intake on, the exhaust manifold back on. We also throw the valve cover back on, and then let's just hop right back into this. So the next thing we're going to do is start laying that wiring harness across the top of the engine. And we're going to want to plug in the alternator there. Also, I believe we undid the electrical connector on the air conditioner. We're also going to want to bolt down that exhaust manifold, including that heat shield. Don't forget your exhaust manifold gasket. Next, we have this speedometer cable that we have to reattach. We're going to reattach it to the top of the valve cover and then to the throttle body where the cables go. Then we have the engine mount. The engine mount just needs to reinstall with those 3 nuts back onto the studs. After that, we can go ahead and reinstall the air intake box, also all the piping and tubing, and then also the air filter holder where it goes on top of the throttle body. And there we go. Everything is all buttoned back up on this Honda Civic. We have the air intake fully installed back onto it. Battery is missing still, but we will be reinstalling that soon. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could start this right now, see how it runs, but we still have a little bit of work to do. So let's go ahead and keep continuing on this. So next we're going to want to remove that radiator. We want to replace that because he had some issues. That radiator cap is missing. Also, that's what he was quoted when he took it to the shop, that they were going to replace the radiator as well with doing the head gasket. So we're first going to just remove the front bumper. That's necessary for actually removing the radiator. So I've removed all the front clips up on top, down in the bottom. Also removed the bolt on the side here that then lets me pull the clips away from the fender. And with a little bit of work, we're just going to go ahead and pull the bumper fully away from the car and get it out from there. And there we go. We're just going to set that off to the side. In the front, you have the air conditioner condenser. That is part of the air conditioner condenser. So that is not good. I have no clue if the air conditioner works on this, but just based upon that, I assume no. But first thing I want to do is take off these 2 mounts on the very top and the 2 mounts on the side that hold the air conditioner condenser on. From there, we have to go on the back side, remove the coolant hose, also remove the 2 fans that are on the radiator, and also the radiator reservoir. From there, you can then pull the fans out, and then we'll also be removing the radiator as well. There's also 2 transmission lines that hook onto the bottom of the radiator that we have to undo as well. Now with the radiator out, we can then take out the hoses that we need to, so we can reuse them on our new one. And now we're just going to go ahead and reinstall. That's the lower radiator hose and the 2 transmission lines. Now with all those hoses reinstalled onto the new radiator, we can go ahead and start working on getting that new radiator back in. Putting those fans back in, installing the lower radiator hose, the transmission hoses, the coolant reservoir, all has to go back in to just replace this radiator. Now with the radiator back in, we're not going to put on the front clip yet, but we're going to throw an oil into the engine. We're going to be using the 5W20, using the Valvoline Max Life. I am using a funnel. I want to make sure that stays clean on top. And just kind of checking. I think I put about 4.5 quarts in. And then now it's time to go ahead and throw the battery in. And then reinstall the hookups. And now we can go ahead and give it our first start. So I'm going to prime the engine a couple times by just turning the key on and off. And there we go. It is now running. So far so good. We had a little bit of engine clatter at first from oil having to build up pressure, but it is sounding pretty darn good. Really, really happy to hear this thing running so easily after just tearing apart the whole top end of the engine and reassembling it. Like I said, it was a lot of work, but it's really made it worth it since it was such a cheap job to do. It just was a lot of labor. Now that it's been running for a little bit and I feel confident in the job, I'm going to throw some coolant in here. We'll go ahead and turn off the car and we'll leave it for tonight and we'll pull it outside tomorrow. It is now the next day and we got the car running again. We're going to go ahead and pull it out for the first time. It has been out of the garage for quite some time, probably about a month or so. But everything seems to be running good still today, and it sounds really nice. So we have one check engine light on here. It's not really that big of a deal. I did capture what it was, but the car's running really, really great. I mean, it has only 149,000 miles on it, so I mean that's nothing for these little Civics. So here's a code that I captured. It's a P0507, idle air control system, RPMs higher than expected, and also a P2279, intake air system leak. I went ahead and rechecked the hoses, reset the code, and it hasn't came back since. So after I reset the code, here's a look at the dash. You can see the check engine light's not there. Car's running and idling great. I went ahead and reinstalled the hood, the front bumper. Everything's looking really nice on the inside as well. Let's go ahead and pop the hood real quick. We'll go ahead and hear one more time what this engine sounds like before we sign off for this. And there we are. It is running great. The only thing I wish I would have done is went ahead and cleaned this engine bay, but oh well. Maybe next time. But for now, this is going to conclude the Honda Civic series. I hope you watched all the episodes. I hope that any of those might have helped you out if you're doing your own job. And also check out my other videos, like and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.